A woman was attacked and disfigured by her ex-boyfriend. After seeing her wounds, the doctor quickly figured out how she was injured. Her cheekbone was broken in the first attack. Then, the attacker hit her again, pushing a bone into her cheekbone. The doctor quickly planned the best treatment. He first removed the stuck bone, then fixed the broken pieces, and finally repaired her face. The doctor's name was Cha Jung-woo. He was the top plastic surgeon in the country. He could turn plain-looking actresses into the most popular ad stars. His great skills and sharp eye made him the star in the hospital. But Cha Jung-woo had one flaw: his odd personality. He was very rational but cold. A few days ago, the poor woman came to Cha Jung-woo. She asked to change her entire face and become someone else. Cha Jung-woo saw that her eyes avoided his when she spoke, as if she was afraid something, and her face was perfect with no flaws. He suggested she think again to make sure she really wanted to change how she looked. Then the woman got into the elevator to leave, but she always felt like someone was watching her. That night, Cha Jung-woo was going home from work when the director stopped him. The woman he diagnosed during the day was hurt in the parking lot and was in critical condition. As a plastic surgeon, Cha Jung-woo didn't want to operate on a trauma patient, but the director begged him and mentioned his past as an emergency doctor. Seeing the woman in pain, Cha Jung-woo gave in and agreed to do the surgery. On the other side, police officer Lee Min-hyung arrived at the crime scene. Apart from broken glass on the ground, no useful clues were found. The car happened to block the view of their argument, so there was no footage of the woman being hit. But her ex-boyfriend submitted a medical report of his injuries. He even claimed the woman attacked him first. Without evidence, the police ruled it as a mutual fight. In truth, the man didn't want to break up and kept bothering the woman. In desperation, the woman pushed him and he fell, cutting his hand on broken glass. Unfortunately, the camera only caught the moment he fell. Lee Min-hyung, wanting justice for the woman, went to Cha Jung-woo's office. She asked Cha Jung-woo to write a report on the woman's injuries, proving her ex-boyfriend acted on purpose. A few days ago, to catch a scammer who was a plastic surgery beauty, Lee Min-hyung dressed up sexy and went to a club. Interestingly, the scammer had once gotten breast implants from Cha Jung-woo. Cha Jung-woo touched the woman's face and found out she had shaved her cheekbones, which were now necrotic. He told her she must go to the hospital for repair. While Lee Min-hyung confirmed the target and prepared to act, a man came over to flirt with her. As the woman watched Cha Jung-woo leave, she noticed her own wanted poster. Terrified, she ran away. Lee Min-hyung took off her high heels and caught her in no time. Before being taken to the police car, the woman shouted at Cha Jung-woo, begging him to fix her cheekbones. She even said Cha Jung-woo had X-ray vision. He only touched her face, but knew her bones were bad. Lee Min-hyung admired Cha Jung-woo's sharp observation skills and asked for his help. But Cha Jung-woo refused. He said he couldn't reveal patient info without a warrant. Since Cha Jung-woo wouldn't cooperate, Lee Min-hyung had to find another way. Meanwhile, due to a lack of evidence, the attacker was released without charge. The lawyer warned the man to behave, which made him angry. Lee Min-hyung showed up in time to stop him and found a tracking app on his phone. Meanwhile, the woman's injuries were not serious. Cha Jung-woo asked her to come back for a checkup in 10 days. The woman felt hopeless, unsure if she could survive those 10 days. Her fears were right. As soon as she reached the parking lot, her ex-boyfriend kidnapped her again. Lee Min-hyung, worried something might happen, came to protect. Her butt was a bit late. She tried to reverse her car quickly, but accidentally hit another car. Coincidentally, Cha Jung-woo had just gotten off work. After Lee Min-hyung explained, they followed the man's car. On the way, the woman kept provoking the man. The man lost his patience and revealed his true nature. But the woman wasn't weak anymore. Before she left the hospital, Cha Jung-woo had encouraged her to face her fears. He said he could help her change her looks, but she had to change her heart herself. So before getting in the car, the woman had turned on her camera to record everything. She wanted evidence to make the man pay for what he did. At that moment, Cha Jung-woo hit the gas and stopped the man. Lee Min-hyung broke the car window and arrested the man for kidnapping, confinement, and assault. A tracking device was also found on the back of the woman's car. Cha Jung-woo called an ambulance and told the paramedics what to watch out for. Later, he also provided a report on the woman's injuries from the assault. Cha Jung-woo seemed cold, but he hid a secret side of himself. Years ago, he was about to marry his girlfriend. On the day they tried on wedding clothes, they saw a car accident. As a surgeon, Cha Jung-woo gave first aid and went to the hospital with the ambulance to do surgery. After the surgery, he got a call from his girlfriend. Something seemed wrong with her. He rushed home, but had a car accident on the way. His life changed from that day. One day, Cha Jung-woo was performing surgery on a young woman. Just as the surgery began, the woman's mother burst into the hospital with the police, demanding they stop immediately. Cha Jung-woo ignored the noise outside. The patient was an adult and had agreed to the surgery. Delaying the surgery while under anesthesia would not help the patient, so the team decided to finish the operation. After the surgery, the mother rushed to blame Cha Jung-woo, saying he pushed a mentally ill person to have. But Cha Jung-woo said he followed all the rules, and there was no issue. In fact, he only did the surgery after fully understanding the woman's wishes. It turned out the woman had a twin sister who had passed away in an accident. Since then, her mother had put all her feelings for the sister onto her. The woman couldn't bear this pain, so she chose plastic surgery to change her face, hoping her mother would move on from the sadness. On the other side, the police received a report that a girl was assaulted in an internet cafe restroom. The attacker's face was cut with a knife. Lee Min-hyung arrived at the scene immediately. The victim and her boyfriend were still trembling in a toilet stall. The boyfriend explained that he and his girlfriend were playing games at the cafe when he noticed the staff sneaking glances at her. At first, he didn't think much of it. Later, his girlfriend went to the restroom, and the staff followed her with bad intentions. The boyfriend sensed something was wrong and followed too. When he reached the door, he heard a scream from inside. He pushed the door open and saw his girlfriend holding a knife, looking nervous, while the staff was on the ground with a cut on his face. After hearing this, Lee Min-hyung told the girl she must go to the hospital for evidence collection. At the same time, the staff was taken to Cha Jung-woo's hospital, but his reaction was strange. He was very worried about scars and tightly held his clothes while getting his wound stitched. Cha Jung-woo noticed something was off, but said nothing to protect the patient's privacy. After the girl collected evidence, her boyfriend rushed over, looking very anxious. Lee Min-hyung saw a few drops of blood on the boy's shoes and kept them as evidence at the police station. Not long after, she went to the hospital. Cha Jung-woo told her the staff needed immediate surgery. It turned out the staff was biologically female. 3 weeks ago, he had breast implants, but the surgical site was badly infected. The implants had to be removed to save his life. Then Lee Min-hyung remembered the girl's expression looked very unnatural when she said she was assaulted. She realized the couple might be lying. After the surgery, Lee Min-hyung asked Cha Jung-woo for the staff's medical records. Cha Jung-woo refused. At the same time, someone purposely spread details of the case online. Netizens all blamed the staff, calling him a scumbag and even accusing him of being a repeat offender. The captain, under pressure from public opinion, wanted to close the case quickly. He ordered his team to take the staff from the hospital to the police station. Just as they were about to leave, Cha Jung-woo stopped them. He pointed out that the wound's starting point was twice as deep as the end, meaning the direction was top to bottom. This suggested the attacker was taller than the staff, but the girl who claimed she was assaulted was shorter than the staff. Meanwhile, Lee Min-hyung got the boy's shoe test report. The blood on it belonged to the staff and was confirmed to have splashed during quick knife swings. It was clear the staff was innocent. Lee Min-hyung quickly went to arrest the boyfriend who lied. In the interrogation room, faced with clear evidence, the boy had to tell the truth. He said he accidentally spilled beer while playing a game. The staff came to clean up, but this caused him to lose the game. Then they started arguing. Meanwhile, the boy's girlfriend wanted to use the restroom. The staff was biologically female, but he didn't want anyone to know, so he waited outside. Angry, the boy pushed the staff into the restroom and hurt him on purpose. The couple then made up a story about harassment in front of the staff. Finally, Lee Min-hyung arrested the couple for causing harm and making false accusations. That night, the staff went to the hospital and gave a drawing to Cha Jung-woo to thank him for keeping his surgery and transgender identity private. Cha Jung-woo acted like he didn't care, but he felt warm inside. That night, Lee Min-hyung got a report about a man who fell to his death. The victim was middle-aged. A few days earlier, Lee Min-hyung had seen him at Cha Jung-woo's hospital. Back then, the man accused Cha Jung-woo of refusing to perform surgery on his daughter. He also complained that Cha Jung-woo only cared about money. The truth was, the man claimed that his daughter got burned by hot water while bathing. But Cha Jung-woo thought he was lying. If hot water spilled, people would instinctively protect themselves with their hands. But the girl's hands were fine. The man impatiently asked if the surgery could be done. Cha Jung-woo didn't explain much. He just said the hospital doesn't do reconstructive surgery. The man got very angry and caused a scene at the front desk, accusing Cha Jung-woo of looking down on him. On the man's body, Lee Min-hyung found a will. It was full of curses aimed at Cha Jung-woo. After the case was exposed, Cha Jung-woo and the hospital faced bad public opinion. When Cha Jung-woo appeared in the parking lot, many reporters surrounded him. At a key moment, a lawyer friend saved him. Cha Jung-woo seemed alone, but he actually had friends who trusted him completely. But some patients canceled their surgeries because they no longer trusted him. A project planning to hire Cha Jung-woo as a partner doctor was also put on hold. To clear Cha Jung-woo's name and protect the hospital's income, the director held a press conference. He announced that the hospital would work with the police and provide free surgeries and medical support for victims. Cha Jung-woo would be the lead surgeon. Later, the director took Cha Jung-woo to the police station to sign the agreement. At the same time, Lee Min-hyung was looking for clues. The crime scene was too clean. The man had marked some hospital visits for his daughter's scar treatment on the calendar. In the house, there were freshly dry-cleaned coats and polished shoes. Lee Min-hyung couldn't understand why a father like that would choose to end his life. The latest autopsy report showed the man had lung cancer, but Lee Min-hyung was still doubtful. She asked the man's daughter for clues. The girl only complained about her father. Years ago, her mother left home, and her drunk father caused the injury on her face. The father felt guilty for years, but to the girl, guilt didn't matter. Her life was already ruined. Now, she just wanted the investigation to end, so she didn't want her life to be held back because of her ex-convict father. Lee Min-hyung said she understood how the girl felt. Years ago, she also faced a similar situation when a family member was involved in a drug case. Still, she promised to investigate the case thoroughly. That night, a neighbor of the victim provided a clue. On the day of the incident, the neighbor saw a suspicious man wearing strange shoes. However, she had been drinking and was confused, so she didn't report it earlier, fearing it might mislead the investigation. The police quickly realized something was wrong with the case. The suspicious man had taped the soles of his shoes to avoid leaving footprints, making him likely the real killer. Even the suicide note might have been fake, meant to frame Cha Jung-woo. Meanwhile, as Cha Jung-woo was going home after work, a car suddenly sped toward him. A beautiful woman just won the first round of a modeling contest. While she was happy, an evil woman threw acid at her. Her precious face was completely destroyed. Last night, a mysterious person tried to kill Cha Jung-woo. Luckily, Lee Min-hyung arrived in time. The man quickly drove away from the scene. Lee Min-hyung had been worried the killer might harm Cha Jung-woo, so she went to find him. She saw a masked man driving and following Cha Jung-woo. Lee Min-hyung followed the car right away. On the way, she asked her colleague to check the license plate and found out the car was stolen. She then noticed the man was trying to hit Cha Jung-woo with his car, so she stepped on the gas. Seeing Cha Jung-woo sitting on the ground in shock, Lee Min-hyung reached out to him with concern. For a moment, Cha Jung-woo thought of his late girlfriend. Afterwards, the police found the car, but the man was missing. At that time, colleague brought a security video from the parking lot near the man who fell. Lee Min-hyung suspected the man in the video was the one who attacked Cha Jung-woo. The next day, the victim's daughter came to see Cha Jung-woo. She overheard the police talking and learned the suspect might have a grudge against Cha Jung-woo. She wanted to ask Cha Jung-woo about the killer's identity. Cha Jung-woo had no idea. He went to Lee Min-hyung to get more information, but the police had no progress so far. Lee Min-hyung asked if Cha Jung-woo had any enemies. Cha Jung-woo firmly said no. He got back in the car and remembered something from the past. Years ago, Cha Jung-woo's girlfriend was suspected to have been killed by a drug addict. After the man was caught, Cha Jung-woo angrily pulled off his mask and saw his face. The media also used the chance to expose the criminal. Back to the present, a big model contest was happening. A girl named Hee-young made it to the finals. Because of this, some competitors were jealous of her. When Hee-young went to the bathroom, she overheard others gossiping about her private life. She looked upset, but thought they were just envious of her. After the shoot, a middle-aged woman stopped Hee-young. The woman stared at her with hatred and threw acid on her face. Hee-young's face burned, and she screamed in pain. The woman was caught on the spot. Nearby, cameras showed the woman had been watching Hee-young for 30 minutes before the attack. She first said Hee-young was pretty and slim, then asked who she was. The woman seemed mentally unstable, but Hee-young suffered badly. Half of her face was ruined. Looking at her new photo taken today, Hee-young broke down and cried. She couldn't understand why this stranger had done such a thing to her. Later, Hee-young was sent to the plastic surgery clinic where Cha Jung-woo worked. Coincidentally, Hee-young had once had cheekbone surgery there. Cha Jung-woo told her the implants in her cheekbones must be removed. However, Hee-young only cared if the surgery would leave scars on her face. Her job completely depended on her looks. Cha Jung-woo coldly told her to stop crying. The wounds on her face must not get infected. Hee-young felt scared and hoped to stay in the hospital, but Cha Jung-woo said it wasn't his decision to make. When the director found out, he quickly agreed. For him, it was a great chance to promote the hospital. At this moment, Cha Jung-woo said he planned to make Hee-young his last free service patient. After this, he decided not to do any more charity cases. At the same time, Lee Min-hyung found no evidence that the woman was targeting Hee-young on purpose. This case seemed to be a random crime. But during later questioning, the woman mentioned her husband. She said her husband cheated on her and his lover might be Hee-young. This information leaked from the police station. The media started spreading fake scandals about Hee-young. Meanwhile, Hee-young finished her surgery. Lee Min-hyung, worried about her, rushed to the hospital and saw a suspicious man leaving. When asked, Hee-young firmly said she was never anyone's mistress. Later, Lee Min-hyung confronted the woman's husband. The husband's story was completely different. He said he didn't know Hee-young at all. He admitted to having an affair, but it was with another woman. He said his wife had followed him before and knew what the mistress looked like. The husband suspected his wife had taken too much antidepressant medicine, which affected her mind. After hearing this, Lee Min-hyung suspected the woman had another hidden reason for the crime. Not long after, Hee-young's boyfriend came to visit her in the hospital. Hee-young looked upset, but the man didn't care at all. Instead, he blamed her for not protecting her face as a model. Because of the rumors, he also suspected Hee-young of seeing another man. Hee-young got very angry and shouted at him to leave. At night, Lee Min-hyung kept thinking. Something felt off, as if someone was guiding the case in a certain direction. She suddenly remembered a young woman who was attacked with acid last year. She asked her colleague to find a photo of that victim. The next day, the woman was released because of mental illness and being a first-time offender. But Lee Min-hyung didn't give up. She first showed the woman a photo of another victim, lying that it was Hee-young. Then she made a call near the woman on purpose, mentioning that Hee-young was recovering at a plastic surgery hospital. As expected, the woman secretly took a taxi to the hospital. The police followed her the whole way. Late at night, the woman carefully sneaked into Hee-young's hospital room. Cha Jung-woo saw this and tried to follow her, but Lee Min-hyung stopped him. It turned out the police had already moved Hee-young to safety. The patient in the room was actually an undercover officer, but the woman only took a photo of Hee-young's face after surgery. After leaving the hospital, the police quietly followed her. In the car, the woman called someone, but no one answered. Soon she suspiciously arrived at a building. At the same time, Hee-young was taken back to the hospital by a policewoman. On his way home, Cha Jung-woo saw Hee-young's glamorous image on a big screen and remembered her desperate expression earlier. He quickly drove back to the hospital. In the hospital room, Hee-young was crying non-stop. By the time Cha Jung-woo arrived, she was gone. He saw the elevator had just gone to the rooftop and realized something was wrong. He ran up the stairs. On the rooftop, Hee-young stood there, thinking about her past beauty. When she thought about how she looked now, she lost all hope to live. Luckily, at the last moment, Cha Jung-woo grabbed her and saved her. Hee-young cried, saying her life was completely ruined. Cha Jung-woo, angry, told her that death wouldn't solve anything. He said only by living could there be hope. On the other side, Lee Min-hyung was sure the woman didn't know Hee-young. She believed someone must have told the woman to throw the acid. As expected, the woman went to meet a lady and said she had finished the job. The lady was very nervous and told her to take the money and leave quickly. But when the woman heard the amount, she picked up a hot coffee cup and pretended to throw it at the lady. The lady covered her face, but the woman stopped and smiled. Then she took out a recorder and threatened the lady to give her more hush money. When the woman left the house, she had a luxury bag and a stack of cash. Later, the police got a dash cam from a driver, which proved their guess was right. Further investigation showed the woman was the nanny of the lady's family. The lady was the wife of a model agency's CEO, and Hee-young had worked at that agency before. On the other side, Cha Jung-woo saved Hee-young but was full of worries. He vented his emotions by fencing non-stop. Later, he drank alone, lost in thought. Scenes of his fiancée kept replaying in his mind. Then, Lee Min-hyung called. Seeing that Cha Jung-woo was drunk, the boss answered the phone for him. Lee Min-hyung came and took Cha Jung-woo away. At the same time, Cha Jung-woo's lawyer friend and a hospital colleague were waiting for him in the parking lot. Lee Min-hyung brought Cha Jung-woo to the parking lot. The lawyer asked her when they would stop the project of helping victims with plastic surgery. Lee Min-hyung couldn't give a clear answer. The lawyer reminded her that facing victims was hard for Cha Jung-woo because he was a victim too. 7 years ago, he lost his fiancée in a crime. The lawyer believed that Cha Jung-woo's contact with victims kept reopening his wounds. The next day, Lee Min-hyung heard that a man often visited Hee-young's hospital room. This time, she got useful information. The man's daughter was friends with Hee-young. Both were models for the same company. With Lee Min-hyung's encouragement, Hee-young finally told the truth. Years ago, her close friend was harassed by their boss and later took her own life. Hee-young recorded the whole incident and sent the boss to jail. Lee Min-hyung promised to seek justice for them. The police first detained the nanny, who was an accomplice, then arrested the lady. This time, the nanny told the truth and handed over all evidence. Faced with the proof, the lady stopped denying everything. Under her husband's influence, she also blamed Hee-young for her husband's time in prison. Then the couple planned the attack. Soon, the couple's crimes against Hee-young were exposed by the media. Hee-young secretly took the nurse's scissors and hid them. But as she left the hospital room, she met Cha Jung-woo. He noticed the scissors in her pocket and told her they were for cutting bandages and couldn't harm anyone. He advised her not to do anything foolish. He said the best revenge was to live well, not to give up her life as her enemies wished. Moved by his words, Hee-young decided to have the surgery and start over. Cha Jung-woo did his best to restore her appearance as much as possible. After the surgery, Lee Min-hyung found Cha Jung-woo. She came to take the surgery records to convict some suspects. At the same time, she praised Cha Jung-woo for helping the victim and slipped some candy into his pocket. Although her wound wasn't fully healed, Hee-young joined the model contest finals, but there was no miracle. She didn't make the top 3. Just as everyone felt disappointed, the camera focused on Hee-young. Because of her unyielding spirit, Chanel chose her as their representative model. People from the hospital and police station clapped for Hee-young. The happiest one was Cha Jung-woo. When he was alone, he took out the candy from Lee Min-hyung, tried one, and smiled softly. The next day, Cha Jung-woo met with a middle-aged man. The man showed a photo of a young boy and said he wanted double eyelids like the boys. Even though the man didn't need the surgery, Cha Jung-woo agreed. Coincidentally, right after the man's surgery, the boy in the photo came to the hospital. The boy said he wanted single eyelids like the man's. Cha Jung-woo arranged for them to meet. It turned out the boy was adopted by the man. Recently, the boy learned he wasn't the man's biological son, which made their relationship distant. But both of them wanted to change their looks to resemble each other more. Now, they understood each other's feelings. The gap between them disappeared. Soon, the police found a clue about the mysterious person in the falling case. After watching the video, Lee Min-hyung's face turned pale. She quickly left to find Cha Jung-woo. At that time, Cha Jung-woo noticed someone was following him. He chased the person and caught him. Suddenly, the man pulled out a knife and ran away. Lee Min-hyung arrived, got out of the car, and started chasing him. While she was alone, the suspicious man showed up again. He took off his mask, revealing his face. Lee Min-hyung stared at him, her eyes turning red. A beautiful teacher fell in love with her own student. To hide their relationship, they even broke the law. Last night, Lee Min-hyung chased the mysterious person who was following Cha Jung-woo. To her surprise, it turned out to be her brother Lee Jin-seok. Years ago, Lee Min-hyung had just started as a neighborhood police officer. Her first case was a murder in an apartment. The suspect was her own brother. The investigation showed he had taken illegal drugs and killed a young woman next door. With enough evidence and his criminal record, he was arrested. After being caught, Lee Jin-seok claimed he was innocent and begged Lee Min-hyung to reopen the case, but she didn't want to be involved with him. She scolded him in jail and left quickly. Now, Lee Min-hyung asked why he was following Cha Jung-woo. Lee Jin-seok said his life was ruined because of Cha Jung-woo. At the time, Cha Jung-woo was somehow involved in Lee Jin-seok's case. Lee Min-hyung refused to listen and tried to handcuff him. Lee Jin-seok resisted, pushed her away, and escaped. Cha Jung-woo arrived and asked if she saw the person's face. Lee Min-hyung stayed silent. She didn't want anyone to know they were siblings. Cha Jung-woo noticed her arm was injured and told her to treat it. Lee Min-hyung refused. She even forgot her coat and left in a hurry. Afterward, Cha Jung-woo checked the security footage and noticed the man following him had a knife. He started to suspect the man might be the drug addict with a grudge against him, but he didn't know about the connection between Lee Min-hyung and the man. Cha Jung-woo went to the police station to ask if Lee Jin-seok had been released, but the police couldn't tell him due to the rules. Meanwhile, Lee Min-hyung was checking her Lee Jin-seok's file on the computer. The day after Lee Jin-seok was released from prison, a man fell to his death. It seemed too much of a coincidence. Lee Min-hyung was about to use her phone but realized she forgot her jacket. She quickly contacted Cha Jung-woo. He gave her an address to come and pick it up. In the elevator, Lee Min-hyung met an angry delivery man. He was on the phone, saying he would teach someone a lesson if he lost his delivery fee because of a delay. Lee Min-hyung didn't think much of it at the time. A moment later, she heard a woman screaming next door. She rushed over and saw the delivery men running away. A boy lay in broken glass, covered in blood. Lee Min-hyung chased the delivery man and immediately kicked him down, catching him without hesitation. Cha Jung-woo gave first aid to the boy. Soon, an ambulance arrived, but the boy's parents insisted on seeing a plastic surgeon first. Cha Jung-woo suggested taking the boy to the plastic surgery hospital where he worked. At the police station, the woman explained what happened. When she accidentally dropped the money for the delivery fee, the delivery man thought she was mocking him and barged in. The boy tried to protect the woman, leading to a fight. He was pushed into a mirror and got hurt. Then the woman said she and the boy were cousins. At that moment, the colleague brought the delivery man's file. He had several criminal records and was currently on probation. During the questioning, the delivery man tried hard to defend himself. He claimed that when he arrived, the boy was already lying on the ground. He said he was being framed. Lee Min-hyung mentioned the delivery man's record, which made him very angry. The delivery man said he ran away because he feared people would judge him because of his past. This reminded Lee Min-hyung of his brother. When Lee Jin-seok was arrested, he also claimed he had never killed anyone. Lee Min-hyung started to wonder if she had wronged him. She took her Lee Jin-seok's photo and showed it to the victim's daughter. The girl said she had seen the man at her father's funeral. Now, Lee Min-hyung felt very confused and wanted to find the truth. Meanwhile, Cha Jung-woo was operating on the boy. He noticed the wound on the boy's chin was deeper than the others. He also found bruises on the boy's arm, which seemed caused by external force. The hospital director saw Cha Jung-woo's kindness toward patients. Originally, Cha Jung-woo agreed to do free surgery for 3 victims, but the boy was the 4th. The director believed he did it out of a doctor's instinct. At the same time, Lee Min-hyung went to the hospital room and got a statement that was mostly the same as the woman's. When she was leaving, Cha Jung-woo stopped her. He insisted on treating her injured arm. During the treatment, Cha Jung-woo mentioned a suspect named Lee Jin-seok. He asked Lee Min-hyung to check if the person had been released from prison. She didn't expect him to guess so accurately, but she refused, saying it violated the rules. Cha Jung-woo didn't push further. Instead, he showed her a blood-stained piece of glass. It had been removed from the boy's chin. Its depth, shape, and angle were different from the other wounds. Cha Jung-woo suspected the boy's chin was stabbed intentionally. Just then, the boy came to ask about the surgery. He saw a piece of bloody glass and asked if it was taken from his face. Lee Min-hyung said in cases like this, police always get a report from the doctor. Later, she went to the crime scene to collect evidence. On the wall, she saw a close photo of the boy and his so-called cousin. She realized their relationship wasn't normal. Back at the police station, Lee Min-hyung learned from a colleague that the boy hadn't left his home for 15 days before the incident. On the other side, the boy's surgery was successful. Cha Jung-woo noticed a patient watching the boy's room closely. When spotted, the patient looked nervous and quickly left. Cha Jung-woo then went to visit the boy in his room. The woman asked about the report he gave to the police. She seemed very curious, but Cha Jung-woo found her suspicious and didn't tell her. Later, he thought about her more strange behavior. She didn't act like a sister caring for her brother. Cha Jung-woo even found a bugging device under his desk. He then went to question the suspicious patient. The patient said he was the boy's high school classmate. The woman wasn't the boy's cousin, but an intern teacher at the school. She was in a romantic relationship with the boy. Then Cha Jung-woo checked the surveillance footage and confirmed the woman was suspicious. He tried to call Lee Min-hyung but got no answer, so he shared the information with Lee Min-hyung's colleague. At the same time, Lee Min-hyung arrived at the boy's house. The woman was suspected of giving false statements, so Lee Min-hyung tried to take her to the police station for questioning. In a panic, the woman admitted she was in a relationship with the boy. On the day of the incident, she wanted to break up, but the boy refused and threatened her with a private video. They argued, and during the fight, the boy accidentally hit a mirror. To avoid the video being exposed, the woman framed the delivery man. The woman also hid their relationship to protect her job since the teacher hiring exam was coming soon. At this time, Cha Jung-woo returned to his building and saw Lee Min-hyung's car. He felt uneasy. The patient had told him the teacher would do anything to get what she wanted, and the boy disappeared for a long time. Later, a student started spreading rumors about their improper relationship. Not long after, that student jumped off a rooftop near the school and died. Cha Jung-woo, worried about Lee Min-hyung's safety, rushed upstairs and banged on the door, but it was too late. As Lee Min-hyung insisted on taking the woman for questioning, the boy, hiding in the dark, knocked her out. The crazed woman then urged the boy to kill Lee Min-hyung. It turned out they had pushed the student who jumped off the building. At the critical moment, Cha Jung-woo broke the lock with a fire extinguisher. Lee Min-hyung regained consciousness. The woman immediately blamed the boy, saying he should not have used violence. The boy, overwhelmed, ran out of the house. On the way, the woman's threats kept repeating in his mind. Cha Jung-woo and the police caught him quickly. They found a communicator on him, revealing the woman had been controlling him like a devil. Cleverly, Lee Min-hyung had turned on his phone's recording before entering the house, capturing everything the woman said. Exposed, the woman confessed. She had beaten the boy for missing their date because he was distracted by a young girl on TV. She even warned him that if he didn't obey, she would accuse him of being a rapist and send him to prison for life. As for the delivery man, he was just an unlucky scapegoat. The incident ended. Cha Jung-woo was very worried about Lee Min-hyung's injury, but Lee Min-hyung avoided him because of her brother. Cha Jung-woo noticed her avoiding him and started to feel suspicious. Meanwhile, Lee Min-hyung felt guilty toward the delivery man with a criminal record. She also began to wonder if Lee Jin-seok's case was a wrongful conviction because of his past. So, she restarted her investigation. First, she got Lee Jin-seok's address from her mom. Then she checked surveillance footage of Lee Jin-seok taking a taxi outside prison. The night of the falling incident, he did go to the victim's house, but now he wasn't living at his registered address. That night, feeling down, Lee Min-hyung ate at her usual street stall and unexpectedly ran into Cha Jung-woo. She carefully brought up Lee Jin-seok and learned that Cha Jung-woo wasn't looking for revenge. Cha Jung-woo was worried he had indirectly caused the fallen man's death. This made Lee Min-hyung feel even guiltier toward this kind man. She downed half a glass of beer and silently promised to help Cha Jung-woo uncover the truth. For a moment, Cha Jung-woo was stunned, because his late fiancée only drank half a glass of alcohol each time. Later, he went to the parking lot and found his car covered with graffiti. It said, "Murderer, do you know that?" At the same time, he got a call from his lawyer. The lawyer found out that Lee Jin-seok had just been released on parole last month, and that he had a sister who worked as a cop. On the other side, Lee Min-hyung found a keychain among the victim's belongings. The keychain had the name of a medical association, a volunteer doctor group for prisoners. The girl remembered her father and Lee Jin-seok had been in the same prison. Soon after, both Lee Min-hyung and Cha Jung-woo used their networks to find Lee Jin-seok's real address. They met unexpectedly. But Lee Jin-seok wasn't home. Lee Min-hyung suspected that Cha Jung-woo wanted private revenge. Cha Jung-woo said he doubted Lee Jin-seok was not the real killer of his fiancée, so he had to find out the truth. Then he asked about the progress on the fallen man, wondering if Lee Jin-seok was involved. Lee Min-hyung looked nervous and lied, saying it wasn't confirmed yet. Suddenly, Cha Jung-woo got an urgent call from his colleague and left. Meanwhile, Lee Min-hyung sent the keychain for testing. The fingerprints had been accidentally wiped off by the victim's daughter. Lee Min-hyung decided to start investigating the medical association. She met the president and asked if she remembered Lee Jin-seok. When the president saw the photo, she surprisingly mentioned Cha Jung-woo's fiancée. It turned out she was Cha Jung-woo's mother. After learning this, Lee Min-hyung left in a hurry. The president then looked at an old photo taken during a prison service event. She saw both Lee Jin-seok and the victim in the picture. They clearly knew each other. At the same time, Lee Min-hyung visited the neighbor of the victim. She showed the neighbor a photo of Lee Jin-seok, hoping for more details. But it was too dark at the time, and the neighbor saw nothing. Elsewhere, Cha Jung-woo went to see his mother, brought by his colleague. Their relationship was very cold. Cha Jung-woo planned to work abroad as a project doctor. His mother said he was running away and living in the past. But Cha Jung-woo firmly said his fiancée would always live in his heart. After meeting his mother, Cha Jung-woo practiced fencing again and again. His mind was still filled with memories of the accident 7 years ago and his fiancée's murder. Late at night, Cha Jung-woo, eager for the truth, went to Lee Jin-seok's house again. He broke the lock and forced his way in. The walls were covered with details about the case of Cha Jung-woo's fiancée, who died 7 years ago. What shocked him more was a photo of Lee Min-hyung on the wall. He remembered the lawyer telling him that Lee Jin-seok had a police officer sister. From Lee Min-hyung's recent behavior, Cha Jung-woo guessed their relationship. Meanwhile, Lee Min-hyung noticed the alarm from a device she set up at Lee Jin-seok's door. She thought her brother had returned, but when she got there, she found Cha Jung-woo inside. Cha Jung-woo revealed their sibling relationship and accused Lee Min-hyung of trying to hide the truth. But Lee Min-hyung insisted she would not cover for anyone, not even her brother. At that moment, she got a message for help from the victim's neighbor. Realizing the danger, she rushed over. Earlier, the victim's daughter had visited the neighbor for drinks and then fell asleep. But now, Lee Jin-seok had quietly entered the house. Cha Jung-woo risked his life to find the killer of his fiancée, but in the end, he found the killer might be himself. At that moment, the girl was in danger. The neighbor tried to get killer's attention but was chased. When the two arrived, they only saw the girl lying in a pool of blood. In a daze, Cha Jung-woo saw the image of his fiancée's death, with rose petals under her body. Lee Min-hyung kept calling his name, bringing him back to his senses. He gave first aid and told the medics to take the girl to the hospital immediately. He also asked Lee Min-hyung to locate the killer. Later, the ambulance passed by Lee Jin-seok. The neighbor said the killer was the same person from the night the girl's father fell. She had taken photos of him committing the crime, but it was too blurry to see his face clearly. Then, Lee Min-hyung noticed in the photo that the girl had scratched the killer's arm while resisting. She quickly contacted Cha Jung-woo, asking him to help police collect possible DNA evidence. Hours later, the girl was out of danger. Cha Jung-woo would need to perform follow-up surgery. Meanwhile, Lee Min-hyung found a camera near the hallway lights. This was how the killer got the door code. The colleague shared news that the police had located the killer using phone signals, but when they reached the convenience store, the killer was gone. After the surgery, Cha Jung-woo asked Lee Min-hyung if Lee Jin-seok was doing this to get revenge on him. Lee Min-hyung couldn't answer because, like Cha Jung-woo, she didn't understand what was happening. At night, Cha Jung-woo looked at the photos he took from Lee Jin-seok's house. He thought carefully about where he was when his fiancée had the accident. The next day, the unconscious girl woke up in shock. Because of her terrible experience, she forgot some memories of the incident. Meanwhile, Cha Jung-woo searched online for news about Lee Jin-seok. He wanted to use the news photos to ask the girl if Lee Jin-seok was the attacker that night. His colleague stopped him, saying it would hurt the girl again. Cha Jung-woo couldn't understand why Lee Jin-seok would harm an innocent person if he wanted revenge on him. Meanwhile, Lee Min-hyung's team leader said they couldn't call Lee Jin-seok the killer without proof. Lee Min-hyung explained that 7 years ago, Lee Jin-seok fought with Cha Jung-woo during a transfer. His face and personal details were made public. She thought this could be his motive for the attack. When the leader learned Lee Min-hyung and Lee Jin-seok were siblings, he ordered Lee Min-hyung off the case. Even so, Lee Min-hyung decided to investigate in secret. She read books from her brother's house and realized he was collecting evidence to prove his innocence. She guessed her brother approached Cha Jung-woo not for revenge, but to confirm something. Later, her colleague told her a warrant was issued for Lee Jin-seok. Cha Jung-woo and Lee Min-hyung arrived one after another, but Lee Jin-seok had already escaped. At night, Cha Jung-woo stayed outside his house, waiting. The hospital called and said an emergency patient needed surgery. He had to return to the hospital. Tonight's emergency patient was a female star. She had hip surgery not long ago. While filming, intense movement caused her implant to shift, but during the consultation, Cha Jung-woo was distracted. After explaining briefly, he left. Then the lawyer called. Lee Jin-seok had just visited the law office, asking for help to get a retrial. To raise lawyer fees, he even worked in a casino. Following his boss's orders, he damaged a winning gambler's table but got beaten up. Cha Jung-woo asked the lawyer to delay things. He wanted to meet Lee Jin-seok. Before leaving the hospital, he briefly explained the surgery to the star's agent, but the star insisted on having the surgery tonight. Cha Jung-woo had no choice but to stay. After rushing through the initial surgery, he called the lawyer for updates. The lawyer had found some clues. Lee Jin-seok claimed that on the night of the crime 7 years ago, he took drugs but didn't kill Cha Jung-woo's fiancée. He said he saw someone running out of the victim's house that night. He suspected that person was the real killer. The lawyer didn't tell Cha Jung-woo who the real killer was. Cha Jung-woo, unable to wait, drove away from the hospital in a hurry. Suddenly, the star's oxygen dropped, and she had trouble breathing. The director tried calling Cha Jung-woo, but Cha Jung-woo was driving and didn't answer the phone. In a rush, his colleague took over and entered the operating room. At the same time, the police got a report that Lee Jin-seok had been taken to a construction site. They drove there immediately. Cha Jung-woo saw it happen and followed. Lee Min-hyung arrived at the site but found no one. Lee Jin-seok, trying to escape, was stopped by Cha Jung-woo. Cha Jung-woo asked why Lee Jin-seok targeted him. Lee Jin-seok said he didn't kill Cha Jung-woo's fiancée. 7 years ago, when he entered her house, she was already dead in a pool of blood. He even suspected Cha Jung-woo fought him to blame him for the murder. Hearing this, Cha Jung-woo realized he might have killed his fiancée. Suddenly, fragments of memories came back. He seemed to see his fiancée lying in blood, and his hands looked bloody. As they argued, Lee Min-hyung and her team arrived. She arrested Lee Jin-seok for intentional harm. Even though he didn't want to believe it, Cha Jung-woo began to doubt himself. At the station, Lee Jin-seok explained again. That night, he and his friend were doing drugs in a room. His friend told him to pick up a package. When he opened the door, he saw someone running away. He walked into the neighbor's house and found the woman dead. He picked up a knife by accident and was mistaken as the killer. Now he told everything to Lee Min-hyung, asking her to question Cha Jung-woo, but Lee Min-hyung only trusted evidence. Soon she found something strange in the old case files. One of the officers on the case was her team leader. She asked her leader about Cha Jung-woo's car accident. There was no record in the case files. The leader told her to stop investigating, whether as advice or warning. On the other side, the director brought approval papers for Cha Jung-woo to go abroad next week, but Cha Jung-woo refused. The director said he didn't need a doctor who couldn't control his emotions and put patients in danger. Soon, the female star came to the hospital again. She scolded Cha Jung-woo, saying he was careless and irresponsible. She claimed she almost died from an asthma attack on the operating table yesterday. But these words were planned by the director to make Cha Jung-woo feel guilty about his patients. The plan worked. Cha Jung-woo sent a message, promising to finish his hospital work quickly and leave for abroad. In fact, it was his mother who approved him as a partner doctor abroad. To help her son get out of trouble, she used her connections with the head of the medical association. Meanwhile, the police found Lee Jin-seok had an alibi. The DNA under the girl's nails was also not his. He was released. Lee Min-hyung told him that Cha Jung-woo had a car accident that day and couldn't have gone to his fiancée's house. But Lee Jin-seok asked about the accident details, leaving her speechless. Later, Cha Jung-woo went to the police station. He learned Lee Jin-seok wasn't involved in either case. Lee Min-hyung took the chance to mention Cha Jung-woo's car accident 7 years ago seemed suspicious, with no records. That evening, his colleagues held a farewell party for him, but he didn't show up. He returned to the hospital, looking troubled. A patient's family member was waiting to thank him. The woman said Cha Jung-woo saved her brother in an accident 7 years ago. Coincidentally, that was the same day his fiancée had her accident. She said after finishing the emergency case, she saw Cha Jung-woo shouting his fiancée's name on the phone, running out of the hospital in a panic, almost getting into a car accident. Then, he took a taxi and left. Cha Jung-woo was shocked after hearing those words. He went to the hospital where he worked 7 years ago and checked the emergency records from the night of the incident. While there, he overheard a junior talking to his mother on the phone, promising not to tell him something. The next day, Cha Jung-woo confronted his mother, suspecting she made up a car accident to protect him, but his mother refused to say anything. Angry, Cha Jung-woo left. Back at the hospital, he decided to do facial reconstruction surgery for the daughter of the man who fell. This delayed his plan to go abroad, because he wanted to stay and uncover the truth from years ago. Meanwhile, Lee Min-hyung found another detective who investigated the case back then. The case report only had Cha Jung-woo's mother's statement about the car accident. The detective admitted he noticed something was wrong. Cha Jung-woo's mother said the accident happened in front of the hospital, but the 911 rescue log showed a different location. Meanwhile, the junior told Cha Jung-woo the truth. The accident actually happened near his fiancée's house. It was clear Cha Jung-woo went there that night. Suddenly, he remembered himself covered in blood. At that moment, Lee Jin-seok called and asked to meet. He said he could help Cha Jung-woo remember everything. A few hours earlier, Lee Jin-seok was beaten by a man from the casino. He noticed the man wore a watch just like one he had seen at Cha Jung-woo's fiancée's house. He rushed home and found that same watch. Then he called Lee Min-hyung, saying he would prove Cha Jung-woo was the killer. Afterwards, Lee Jin-seok's memory became clearer. He remembered seeing Cha Jung-woo, covered in blood, leaving the woman's house that night. Not long after, Lee Min-hyung arrived and saw Cha Jung-woo's car. She rushed into her brother's room and found him lying in a pool of blood. Next to him was Cha Jung-woo, his hands covered in blood. Lee Jin-seok was rushed to the hospital. Outside the operating room, Lee Min-hyung paced nervously. She felt guilty for not trusting her brother. The police investigated the scene and found no traces of the killer. However, it seemed the attacker was familiar with the place, possibly someone they knew. Cha Jung-woo, who had a motive, became the main suspect. During questioning, Cha Jung-woo said he arrived to find Lee Jin-seok already injured and heard footsteps of someone running away. The police didn't believe him. Then the lawyer arrived, with evidence proving his innocence. She showed call records. Lee Jin-seok had called him before the incident. There was also a recording of someone knocking on the door. Lee Jin-seok thought it was Cha Jung-woo, but opened the door and said, "That guy is here." The lawyer also showed surveillance footage proving Cha Jung-woo wasn't at the scene during the attack, so Cha Jung-woo was released. The leader came and told him not to mind what Lee Jin-seok said. Meanwhile, Lee Min-hyung went back to her brother's home to investigate. She concluded the attacker arrived 15 minutes before Cha Jung-woo attacked her brother and then escaped. There was a rooftop route the killer could use to avoid others. At that moment, Cha Jung-woo arrived. He told Lee Min-hyung there was blood on a metal piece on the wall, probably from the killer slipping while escaping. Lee Min-hyung asked if he suspected him of killing his fiancée. He said they would talk after the case ended, but images of his fiancée's murder kept appearing in his mind. While he was confused, he treated a patient. The man had a car accident, lost some memory, but saw a photo that brought his memories back. He started to think his injury wasn't from the car accident and believed the face in the photo was his real face. Cha Jung-woo advised him to ask his family. Meanwhile, police confirmed the blood on the metal wasn't Cha Jung-woo's. The leader warned Lee Min-hyung not to investigate anymore, but she believed the case was linked to Cha's fiancée's murder. While checking cameras near her brother's house, she found her leader on the footage. Years ago, the leader also received the car accident report from the detective. Lee Min-hyung took the leader's toothbrush for testing. The blood on the metal matched his DNA. Meanwhile, Cha Jung-woo went to the hospital room and saw the leader trying to unplug Lee Jin-seok's ventilator. The leader quickly made an excuse and left. Cha Jung-woo grabbed his arm and rolled up his sleeve. There was a wound. The leader ran but was stopped by Lee Min-hyung. During interrogation, he confessed. 7 years ago, Lee Jin-seok kept saying he wasn't the killer, but the leader threatened him with Lee Min-hyung's future, forcing him to confess. Then he got a promotion for solving the case. Later, a co-worker gave him Cha Jung-woo's car accident file to reopen the investigation, but he stayed silent. But Lee Jin-seok didn't blame his sister. Instead, he comforted her. Then, he shared an important clue. He remembered Cha Jung-woo wasn't running away but chasing someone. The next day, the patient returned to the hospital. He insisted on surgery to look like the person in the photo, hoping to regain his memory. Just then, his brother arrived and revealed the truth. The man had bullied his best friend at school, causing a facial injury. The family didn't want him to remember this painful past, so they gave him a new face. After hearing this, Cha Jung-woo doubted if his car accident had also caused his memory loss. It seemed his close ones had hidden the truth. The colleague told him to stop overthinking and move abroad to start a new life. After much thought, his mother met Cha Jung-woo. She gave him the phone from his car accident. On it was a photo of his fiancée being close with another man. His mother also wished for him to leave the country soon. Meanwhile, the police reopened the case from 7 years ago. The new leader ordered Cha Jung-woo to be summoned, but he had disappeared. The police issued a warrant for his arrest. In reality, Cha Jung-woo met Lee Min-hyung with the phone. He remembered he had the accident while chasing the killer. Lee Min-hyung found out the killer of his fiancée, the fallen man, and the girl's attacker was the same person. She guessed the killer was someone Cha Jung-woo knew. To catch the killer quickly, Lee Jin-seok and Cha Jung-woo both took part in a hypnosis investigation. At the crime scene, there was a man wearing a hat and mask. Cha Jung-woo ran after the man, but under hypnosis, he refused to recall the man's identity. He was still the main suspect, but he decided to stop avoiding it. He went to the police station, handed over his phone, and agreed to be questioned. Soon, the police ruled him out as a suspect and listed him as a witness. At night, Cha Jung-woo looked through his fiancée's old social media posts and noticed a boy in one of them. The boy was her dance class friend and seemed close to her in the photo. He gave Cha Jung-woo her laptop bag and asked why he didn't take it earlier. He also said his fiancée often got photos of herself with other men. The boy believed someone was trying to ruin their wedding by sending these photos. Cha Jung-woo felt guilty for not caring more about his fiancée. He tried to unlock her laptop, but the passwords he entered were wrong. The next day, the daughter of the man who fell to his death had a face surgery. When she saw the doctor, she became terrified. After the surgery, her memory got clearer. She quickly drew the person who attacked her. Once she identified the attacker, she ran away with her sketchbook. The doctor noticed she was missing and chased her. Meanwhile, Cha Jung-woo opened his fiancée's computer. He found photos of her being threatened and saw the attacker's face in one of them. It was his colleague and friend, Han. Cha Jung-woo followed Han to the stairs and saw him running down. His memory came back. On the night of the crime, he saw Han escaping from his fiancée's house. When Han was about to catch the girl, the hospital director called, asking him to return for surgery. Cha Jung-woo arrived and saw the sketchbook. The eyes in the drawing matched Han's. He sent the girl to Lee Min-hyung for protection. Lee told him to stay calm, but Cha Jung-woo refused to wait. On the other side, the director found out Han didn't attend the overseas meeting 7 years ago. On the day Cha Jung-woo had his car accident, Han was secretly watching outside the hospital room. The director angrily asked Han why he did that. Han asked back why the director always compared him to Cha Jung-woo. It turned out Han seemed like Cha Jung-woo's good friend, but had lived in his shadow for years. Han thought everyone looked down on him. Back then, he offered to operate on the man's daughter. But the man said he only trusted Cha Jung-woo's surgery skills, which angered Han. That night, he went to the man's house and pushed him down the stairs. Cha Jung-woo quickly found Han and asked why he killed his fiancée. Han said Cha Jung-woo should blame his mother instead. Then Han handed him a stack of photos and left. It turned out Cha Jung-woo's mother hated his fiancée and even wanted her dead. Cha Jung-woo looked at the photos, showing how his fiancée looked the night she was killed. He realized she was hit on the head first, then stabbed. Meanwhile, the police couldn't catch Han and guessed he had unfinished plans. Cha Jung-woo told his mother to stay in the hospital and not go out, but it was too late. Han tied her to an operating table. She tried to calm him, saying she saw him as her own son. Han got angrier and blamed everything on her. He decided to make Cha Jung-woo a killer like himself. Cha Jung-woo rushed to the hospital and saw Han sitting alone. His mother was nowhere to be seen. He punched Han several times, confused why his close friend betrayed him. Han finally spoke, saying everything started because of Cha Jung-woo's mother. Han secretly loved Cha Jung-woo's fiancée. Years ago, he found out that Cha Jung-woo's mother planned to hire someone to get rid of her. To protect the woman he liked, Han convinced her to leave. She wanted to tell Cha Jung-woo, but Han stopped her, thinking Cha couldn't do anything. During their argument, she accidentally hit the coffee table. When she woke up, she tried to call her fiancé. Out of fear, Han ended the call and killed her. Now he still defended himself, saying it was an accident he couldn't control. Cha Jung-woo kept hitting him. He blamed Han for not taking her to the hospital in time. Then he noticed blood on his mother's scarf. He ran into the operating room and found his mother covered in blood on the table. Suddenly, he recalled the scene of his fiancée's death. In his panic, he had dropped his watch and noticed someone else in the room. During the struggle, he pulled off the person's mask and saw it was Han. Han showed no regret, claiming he helped by getting rid of a woman who troubled him. Furious, Cha Jung-woo grabbed a scalpel, but couldn't do it. Han chose to end his own life, but the stab wasn't fatal. After this, the plastic surgery hospital temporarily closed. Luckily, Han didn't actually harm Cha Jung-woo's mother. The woman explained the past to the director. She didn't like her son's fiancé, so she hired someone to find her weaknesses but didn't hurt her. After Han was arrested, Jung-woo visited him in prison. Even now, Han showed no regret. Jung-woo said his fiancée's death was not an accident. Out of jealousy and insecurity, Han saw the woman as Jung-woo. To him, he didn't kill the woman he secretly loved. He killed Cha Jung-woo, someone he could never match. Han shouted at him to shut up. At the same time, Lee Jin-seok was finally found not guilty. Cha Jung-woo came to court and bowed to apologize to him. In the prison hallway, Han stared into a mirror. For a moment, his reflection twisted, looking like a demon. On a sunny day, Cha Jung-woo visited his fiancée's grave and met Lee Min-hyung. She told him to let go of the past and live well for his fiancée. Because of these experiences and her words, Cha Jung-woo decided to move on. The next day, he drove his mother to airport. She planned to volunteer abroad to ease her guilt, but Cha Jung-woo gently told her to forget everything and stop feeling guilty. Later, Min-hyung and her partner were promoted for solving a case. The plastic surgery clinic reopened. The director invited the model who was attacked with acid for promotion. After surgery, her face hadn't fully healed, but she looked confident and bright. The girl's surgery was also successful. It would still take some time for the scars to fully fade. Cha Jung-woo told her not to shut herself off and to move forward bravely. Looking at herself in the mirror, she finally took off her hat and walked confidently on the street. One day, a woman came to the hospital for plastic surgery advice. She had visited before, wanting to look like the person in a photo. Cha Jung-woo refused her, saying it was impossible. Later, she went to an unlicensed clinic for surgery, which left her face full of foreign substances. Now she wanted to fix her face and look like the photo again. She had recently met a man on a dating site. They planned to meet, but her photos were heavily edited and looked nothing like her. She was too scared to meet him and asked to delay for 6 months. Finally, Cha Jung-woo agreed to do the surgery, but said she might not look like the photo. He hoped she could accept herself as she was. Soon, Cha Jung-woo texted Lee Min-hyung to meet. Lee Min-hyung nervously fixed his hair. Before meeting, Cha Jung-woo bought a bouquet of flowers. Seeing the flowers, Lee Min-hyung felt even more excited. But the flowers were for the transgender patient. The patient invited Cha Jung-woo to his art exhibition to thank him for helping with surgery. Lee Min-hyung felt touched. Though healing depends on the patient, Cha Jung-woo helped them take the first step. Suddenly, Cha Jung-woo asked if she was interested in his hospital or in him. Lee Min-hyung froze, then quickly walked away, embarrassed. Their relationship seemed to grow closer.